Hello and welcome back to the All New Nerds for another podcast, episode 61. We can almost retire in the United States. We're almost there.
What is is it 60?
It's like 65.
65?
Right? We'll get there. It's Levi,
you.
joined by just Johnny today. Ben is actually
Hello.
here, not in my house necessarily.
In spirit.
In spirit, he was here in my house. He's in the west, the West Coast.
No, we never talked about that last Wednesday. We never talked about that.
That he was in my house. I guess yeah. I didn't really think. Yeah, when he was in the closet on the stream, he just come from seeing me. So there you go. Dylan, I don't know. Busy man.
Dylan's busy. Dylan's got his...
busy guy trapped in the basement, whittling away at Grogu merchandise that he hates.
That's right.
His useless Star Wars merchandise.
He got was it two Christmases ago? He got the there's this like Costco exclusive like
Costco
plush Grogu that Mattel made, I guess, and it was I don't know why it was a Costco exclusive. I don't know.
The man has this
people
weird
outside of the States. It's like a huge like hardware, like huge warehouse
wholesale store.
Wholesale store. Yeah. Anyways, interesting.
Basically, the moral of the story is Dylan collects weird merchandise. Johnny and I are
not even his fault though.
I know, but he bought that like Yoda dollar at Celebration. Like that's his fault.
He did that. That was
his. He's got the Anakin. We bought him the Anakin, the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's quirky stuff, weird stuff.
He's got quirky stuff.
So that's what he's doing.
Anyways.
He's trapped, sorting through all that. But we're here. We still wanted to give you a podcast this week. So
yes, sir.
A lot has happened, in general. In the world.
The prophecy has come true.
But especially in the entertainment world. The prophecy. We said, hey, just wait. I said, hey, just wait till tomorrow. And then tomorrow came, and it was bad.
I ended the stream with see you guys. What I say after the apocalypse?
After the apocalypse
starts. Yeah,
you aren't wrong. Hey, HBO Max, not gonna be around for much longer.
DC in general, quite the reset there.
The HBO Max thing makes me sad.
You were upset with the UI change because like Discovery Plus has like not as good of a UI as
it's because all of the garbage is going to be merged into one. It's just going to be like trash OLED.
Yeah, but I think they'll have to update it. I'm out.
They won't. It's Zaslav. Man is all about cutting costs. He's like Bob Chapek on steroids. The dude can.
I don't know the guy.
$90 million film.
What did he run before? Or was he just Discovery?
Okay. He was a TV guy at like ABC, I think, or NBC maybe. He's been an executive for a long time, but his MO, even more so than Chapek, is cost cutting. And this man ran Discovery, and it was like this dude is ruthless.
Well, I will say
he literally secretly bought out Warner Brothers until the last possible minute for it to go public. Like, do you remember that? Like, it just happened. We're like, oh, Warner Brothers is not with AT&T anymore.
The whole AT&T thing, like fucking Warner Brothers, man.
All of a sudden, it's just Warner Brothers is gone. Oh, everything's changing. Oh, stuff's getting canceled, and this dude is ruthless.
Stuff got canceled. Let me tell you.
But HBO Max content, almost all of it's getting nixed. So
yeah. So from my understand, if there was an underperforming movie or series on HBO Max that they're completely cutting, like you'll find no traces of it.
Well, because if you're
correct,
well, no, because if it's a merger, so they're merging HBO Max and Discovery.
Right.
Not all that stuff is going to survive
which is stupid.
You're making it into one streaming service, and you're not paying the budget of two. You're going to pay for one, which means it's also going to be way more expensive. It's going to be like $30 a month or some shit like that. Excuse me.
I hope not.
Because I don't know if you saw, but like their motto, they're saying there's going to be one that has ads, one that's free, one that has like minimum
one
ads.
That's free.
Free, but with like tons
of
ads.
So what is that like? Just an ad
TV.
Per minute?
Yeah, maybe. And then one that's like pay a lot of money. And I'm like, well,
interesting.
Because they're merging two streaming services, Zaslav is going to want to get the bang for the buck, being like, oh, we got two streaming services worth of content in there, and we're paying for.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like $20,
odd.
Like $25, which is going to suck.
That'll suck. Yeah.
But also they put out that awful graph with like the female centric, male centric thing that everyone was clowning on.
I didn't see that. That's stupid. I have not even seen that.
Oh, it's so funny. Everything is bad with this. And the bottom line is the prophecy came true. HBO Max is done diddly dead so. And as is what people really want to hear us talk about, as is most of DC. If it was a DC property, probably don't have much time left in your life. It's gonna get done. So yeah, what do you? So there's a lot to break down. There's a lot to go into that.
I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, so obviously Batgirl took a big hit. That movie's pretty much gone now.
And they didn't know. The whole team didn't know until
we found out.
We found out. They found out at the same time. Brutal. Yeah. Zaslav is a killer.
I can't remember their names actually, but they put out a thing on one of their Instagrams. Just kind of being like, yeah, it was quite a run, but sorry you guys can't see it, but it was very sad. It's very sad. Imagine devoting, your life to, or not your life, but
your life
portion, like a year.
Chunk of your life. I don't know
how long it was been development, but yeah, chunk of your life to a movie and it never to see the light of day when it's like pretty much complete, if it's not 90 to 95% done, if not done already.
Purposes too.
Yeah,
because of tax purposes, no one can see it, so the big mega corporation can get the tax write-off on this investment into your movie.
So
cool.
Very cool. Sad. I will say Batgirl was the one I was looking forward to the most.
Really?
Like the slate.
Really?
Well, I don't care about the Flash anymore, but that's actually another fun topic we can get to. But I don't know.
I don't think it's coming out. We can just jump into it now because they keep saying they said it'll come out, but I don't think it's.
I'll tell you what they're doing.
Oh, the deepfake thing? I heard that too. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So apparently, people,
awesome. I
don't know where this has been kind of spread around. I don't know if anyone really reported on it. Should look it up. But the details involve obviously the Flash movie, and everyone's wondering what's going on with that because Ezra Miller is a liability.
Every day it's worse.
It's getting worse. Even the other day now, with Ezra Miller, there's more stuff that came out.
He was he ran a cult in Iceland. It's like what?
Yeah, there's more and more continuous shit coming out about him. I don't think it'll ever end until he's imprisoned. So we'll see. But anyways, so they're figuring out what to do with the Flash movie because obviously it's he's the star of it, so it's quite difficult to put out a movie with him headlining. So there's been discussions of recasting and whatnot, but most recently, it's come out that they want to recast the Flash. So obviously replacing Ezra.
Obviously.
Which is you start to think oh, that's gonna be quite difficult for them because they're gonna have to refilm the whole movie, right? You would think that.
Shamook.
But no. So friend of the show, Shamook. Not friend of the show, but friend of the show, Shamook. Apparently he's being hired along with some of the.
I don't know if it's specifically Shamook, but that breed of
creator, person,
deepfake creator,
are being hired to digitally replace Ezra within the movie. So that means obviously a new face. Maybe they'd have to digitally render his body a little bit different. I don't know, depending on who the actor is. And obviously the voice. So they're gonna have to dub the whole movie over, which could be good or be really bad.
Remember that time that Warner Brothers hired a psychopath to play the Flash, but they also couldn't run? Remember that in the original cut of Justice League? Barry Allen just runs like a joke. It's like the legs are like.
Like this.
His arms run like.
Dude, it's the best. It's the best Flash running. I don't know if you guys recall, but the last time DC did a little bit of a deep fake here, didn't go quite well.
On Henry's stash.
Didn't go quite well. It's still talked about today, somehow. So man, I don't know what.
I'm glad that Henry Cavill didn't shave it for Mission Impossible because Mission Impossible is awesome.
Because it's a great movie. Love that one. That was 7, right? 7.
Fallout 6.
Fallout 6. Great movie. I'm actually very excited to see the new one coming out.
I know it keeps saying delayed, but
yeah.
Love me some Christopher McQuarrie.
Oh yeah. So so Flash is in the.
You really think they'll spend tens of millions of dollars to deepfake that whole thing?
Yes, I think it's a big movie that they can't pass up to not release, and they can't have Ezra in it, so they're gonna have to figure out something.
You think it gets delayed again though? I think so.
Yo, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Flash has been in development hell. I don't even know when it was first announced, and that's even when it was announced. So it's been in talks for probably even longer than that, years maybe. Oh God, I want to say like 2015 or 2016 or something like that.
They should deepfake Amber Heard out of Aquaman. That'd be cool.
When did BVS come out?
Oh, 2016.
2016. So it was around then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
DC sucks.
DC does suck. So anyways, So Flash, but what were we gonna say?
Speaking of DC sucking, it just came out today. We can I sent the link in, in the chat if we want to pull up the article, because this goes to the DC thing. Famed DC executive Walter Hamada is apparently sticking around DC. Zaslav is like, hey, why don't you like hang out? And I don't understand it. I don't understand why.
But this is after another article came out that claimed that Walter Hamada, after all this stuff came out, cried and wanted to quit DC.
Yeah, we're going like this.
So here's our little. Oh, Michael Keaton. That's ironic.
Yeah, hey everyone, look at Dope Sick.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so oh my god, so many ads, bro. All right, so yeah. Oh, too many deadline ads. Yeah. So
I don't have any ads on my version.
Might deal with J.J. Abrams, Bad Robot, DC's
Walter
Walter Hamada, and new Warner Brothers Pictures chiefs, Mike DeLuca
and Pam Abdi. It's all Warner Brothers team.
So, do you want to?
Let's. I mean, we were talking about Hamada, so let's scroll down to Hamada. But the gist of it is, ultimately, he made Warner Brothers $2 billion movies in the form of Aquaman and Joker.
Yep.
And
I think
that's the bottom. It's farther down. There's subheadings that will say.
Oh, okay.
There's sections. At least mine does.
Yeah,
see, there's never.
Yeah.
I think there it is. There. Leave Walter Hamada
alone. Leave Walter Hamada alone.
Yeah, but obviously he made Justice League, the first one, garbage, and then redid it. Snyder cut, good, but I mean, like he also has, because what Walter Hamada did before the DC thing was horror, and he it made, as it says in the article right here, $700 million on a $35 million budget. That's huge. He pumped out, him and James Wan, who did Aquaman, that's why he came over to Aquaman, pumped out horror films that made huge profits because horror is so cheap to make. So Zaslav likes that. He sees the dollar signs. He likes that. So if you scroll down, the end thing, because the Batman also successful. But as it mentions there, Wonder Woman 84 and Suicide Squad were failures. But it looks like, even though Hamada took shrapnel, as it says there, for the Snyder cut, I think he might stick around, according to Deadline. That's what Deadline's hearing. Because Zaslav, as it also points out, would have never wasted $70 million on Snyder cut, as evidenced by the canceling of Batgirl. But yeah, Hamada's side of the DC ledger is impressive enough. It replicates his genre track record at New Line, another unit, by the way, which years has quietly overperformed compared to Warner Bros. In budget profit ratio. So Hamada, he's an executive to empower, as it says, and build around, all the brand and stuff. So I think he might be staying, even though he literally ran DC into the ground. Maybe this is his.
And wanted to quit after all this info came out.
Yeah, he after the canceling of Batgirl, it mentions in this article too, he was not pleased. But one of the other things Hamada greenlit that sort of seems like it's up in the air is way back when in January 21st, 2020. January 21st, 2020. So take yourself back 2.5 years. This goes to the first article, but I'm reading from an older article. Bad Robot. Oh wow, J.J. Abrams production company developing film and TV projects based on Warner Brothers DC Comics. Justice League Dark. Crazy. That was 2.5 years ago. So they've been working on that. Now that this merger has come over, the second that Zaslav took over, he canceled this huge project that JJ was working on. It's in there. It starts with a D. It's like Demonoid or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
Demonoid.
Looking.
It's in. You scroll by it a couple times.
Oh, I did.
It was at the top of this one.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
It was like
dark.
This is all part of it. Yeah, it's at the bottom there. So he axed that like a couple months ago. As soon as he took over, he's like done. And so people were like, because apparently, according to Deadline in this article, Constantine has scripts done or I don't think it's Zatanna. They're making a movie.
Zatanna.
And Madam X has a pilot done, and then Justice League Dark also has scripts done.
Which I'll be honest, I didn't even know about.
Did you forget about that?
The only JJ stuff I was aware about is his Superman reboot, and that's not happening now.
Well, hey, I think I mentioned it. You want to scroll down? I think I mentioned the Ta-Nehisi Coates written Superman movie. I think it's in there. But either way.
Oh yeah. So project development included Madam X, Angela Robinson, Constantine. Here we go, right there. Parker reboot.
Like, is any of this stuff even coming out now? Like, I don't know.
No, I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I don't. I don't think they're popular enough characters, and there's another article I want to bring up, which we'll get to. But
I was actually pretty excited for the Justice League Dark stuff. I thought it would have been cool.
Yeah. I don't see anything about the Superman thing, but I can assure you that is real. I don't see anything about Superman.
I see it right there. It says yeah, Abrams does have a number of feature films in the works at WB. They include a Superman film that Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing, Supernatural Revenge Western The Pinkerton, a project based on Dr. Seuss book, a DC movie based around Zatanna, and an Emerald Fennel Hot Wheels live action movie. Awesome.
Wait, you see it in that? Okay, all right, maybe I'm missing it. Anyways, I'm tired.
I think you scrolled by. It's okay. Anyway, but the point being is this: they made Hamada and Jason Kilar or whatever made this deal in 2020. Now that Zaslav's the boss, that's another thing that's on the chopping block. So what about that? I mean, there goes the entire slate of HBO Max shows that was going to come out there. Yeah, because that includes, to me, like, what about the Batman shows?
No, I think those are fine.
You think those are safe?
Anything that I'm not worried about. Well, clearly the Joker movie and anything to do with the Batman, I don't think should be worried about. I think those are the two things are for surefire bet. But everything else, yeah, definitely. Anything like remotely connected to the DCEU, which is all this stuff, is definitely gone.
What were you gonna say though?
There's another big article. I'll definitely pull it up here. Is DC's plan? You know about this?
No, I don't know about this. So, I've mostly stayed on the business side of this news where they're just.
Oh no, there's a.
Oh, the 10-year thing, because they. So it's so great. They brought in. So basically, for those who don't know, at Disney, the way it worked before Chapek with Iger, when Disney was its most successful like ever, there was Bob Iger, who was the chairman of the board, CEO, all that shit. He was at the top. Then you had Alan Horn, who ran like specifically the movie side, and then you had the division heads, so like Kathy Kennedy, Kevin Feige. But Warner Brothers under Zaslav has just hired Alan Horn, who was in retirement, who was already brought out of retirement to the he launched Star Wars and all that. He did all that, but he was gone. He left when Chapek took over, and Alan Horn is now back for this. I guess.
Just me exiting out of ads here. Yeah. So this is the only positive thing for me, honestly, or remotely positive thing, because obviously everything has been destroyed. And really this is the only positive thing. So essentially, yeah. So they are planning to do so it's just very similar to, like you just said, Alan Horn and Bob Iger, and then obviously Kevin Feige producing. They're gonna kind of go on the Marvel route, which they've tried before. And that didn't even get off the ground.
They literally got Alan Horn though. That's the thing. Like Alan Horn is working for them to do this.
Yeah. And so they've already tried the Marvel scenario, which I think is funny, but that didn't even get off the ground and that failed miserably. So they're trying again. From what I can understand to be a smarter way to attack it, but again, we will see. So essentially they just want to kind of plan out similar to how Marvel plans out they select their movies. They want to do that the same thing with DC, but actually stick to it this time. We hope. We don't know.
Yeah, they've done this. I saw a tweet that was like,
they've already done this. That's why
2015
I'm like
DC has a 10-year plan. 2017 DC has a 10-year plan. 2019 DC has a 10-year plan. And every time, oh wow, 10-year plan.
Yeah, like I said, I think the only thing that's a surefire bet is I would not worry about the Joker movie, and I wouldn't worry about the Batman stuff. because they know that is
scroll up there. Scroll up. Pause right there.
Yeah.
Whatever the 10-year plan moves to be, there's also indication that beyond his involvement in next year's The Flash, Michael Keaton's return to the role of Batman will be short-lived.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I don't think it ever comes out. The actor was meant to act as a Nick Fury type elder statesman,
which I don't
DCU, but now, bro, I hate
filming scenes for, again, 3 movies: The Flash, Batgirl, and Aquaman 2.
The latter of which are not coming out in the way that with him in it.
Yeah, it was sad. They released
the
image of Batgirl and Michael Keaton's Batman together in the Batgirl movie. That picture came out from it, and I think that was about all we will see from that movie. So there's that. And then we talked about the whole Aquaman thing.
It's crazy to me that
here before, but
Michael Keaton made Batman content that it's never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, we're never going to see. And so the Aquaman thing in short, he shot scenes for Aquaman. They were shown for test screenings. Everyone was very confused on why he's even here. And I think this is what motivated them partly, but also for other reasons motivated them to put Ben Affleck in his replacement. So now Ben Affleck's kind of back as Batman as well.
I would have left Keaton in.
Well, it's confusing.
If Keaton ruins your movie that much, like in your Aquaman movies ruin that much by having a Batman there, then what are you doing? I don't know. Like,
I get. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I guess he was sort of popular. I'm sorry. What was I trying to say? Never mind. You go ahead.
But if you get Michael Keaton to do Batman stuff, I don't care if some of the general audience is confused because your release schedule sucks. If you're getting Michael Keaton to do Batman, put out his Batman performance.
Yeah,
it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's me on it.
No, I get it. It's just I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, Michael Keaton. The only shot we have at seeing him is in The Flash, and I think that's about it. So
maybe.
Well, I don't know. So this 10-year thing again is interesting. Because I don't know how extensive of a reboot this is going to be. I don't know if we're talking complete start from scratch.
Like I think it has to be.
Like everyone's fired. Let's hire a whole new Justice League if that's where they're going, which I imagine that's.
I mean, they already lost Cavill like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, again, like you said, like most of the Justice League is gone. Affleck's suddenly back now, which that's the only positive. But Cavill, everybody was hyped about Cavill. Apparently, there's a lot of rumors about him being announced at SDCC. Nothing came out of it. I've seen a couple articles. I've seen this floating around for a while, but now he's in deep talks at Marvel.
So is Giancarlo.
They have him and Giancarlo. And then we got. And then, who's Ezra Miller, obviously. I don't think Ray Fisher wants to do anything with DC ever again.
Not with Walter Hamada working there.
Yeah, not with Walter Hamada, which he is apparently staying, like we said. So, yeah, mostly Justice League is gone. And Gal Gadot, I mean, maybe, I guess, she'll stay.
I don't care.
I don't really care either. I mean, I think she's a little overhyped. I loved the first Wonder Woman movie, but obviously,
I don't think the third one's ever coming out.
No, I don't think so either. Especially because Patty Jenkins. So, yeah.
Very cool.
I think those are the biggest things. I mean, literally, just like any project that seemed to be coming out or in development with DC is now not. So, besides, I know obviously Black Adam is a surefire bet. Shazam 2 is certain as well. I think
in terms of
Aquaman 2.
I don't know if it's coming out at the time they think though.
Yeah, they'll probably get pushed again. Yeah, if that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
And then The Flash, we'll see.
I mean, that's what Zaslav's whole speech was about. Like, we're gonna put out only quality content. It's all about quality over quantity. That's why they're cutting so much stuff. And
and they're cutting the animation division.
So that's what you should take away from.
Well, I will say the animation stuff has been not. I haven't loved it personally. I don't know. I guess
people love Harley Quinn. People love Harley
The
Quinn.
show, yeah. But that's quality, so I don't know why they'd be cutting that. But they've been they. I mean, this has been DC forever, but they do a lot of animated movies,
yeah.
with varying degrees of quality.
Some are
But
really good. Some
some
very mid.
are
But my point is,
masterpieces, and some are
my
dog.
point is if you listen this far, if you take away one thing, the new doctrine at Warner Brothers is quality over quantity. Therefore, a lot of stuff that you like is probably not ever coming out ever again, just because they want to screw down only a few really profitable brands and just milk those. I mean, they're even doing it with stuff
So that's
that
why the
like
Batman and Joker.
it's kind of a joke, but look at Elvis. I mean, I got a shill for Elvis. The movie started performing a little bit better than expected. It's made $250 million worldwide, which is
and that's why they greenlit Elvis too.
No, which is pretty good for a biopic, but
yes,
it's like 140 domestic, but it was going to come out on HBO Max this weekend. It was all people released schedules for it. Everyone was like, it's coming to HBO Max. You know, they have the 45-day window. Zaslav said,
is that not?
Nope. Zaslav said, not anymore. Zaslav said, nope. You know what we're going to do? We're going to squeeze this for as much money as we can. And we're doing away. Yeah. And we're doing away. This is all part of his presentation. We're doing away with the 45-day window. Stuff isn't going to go to streaming. We're going to do PVOD, because why are we eliminating these revenue streams? This is real. It was a bunch of charts and stuff. Like, to him, because now the doctrine for most streamers is like Thor: Love and Thunder. You see it in the theater in the beginning of July. It'll be on Disney Plus by the end of August. You have 45 days. It has a theatrical run. You know, it's made $700 million. It's pretty successful. Then it goes to the streamer because you generate service in Disney Plus. Zaslav is like, why are we doing this? Let's put it on, you pay $30 for it. Then maybe you can see it. But let's keep it in theaters too. You pay $30, like the old, like way early pandemic Disney Plus style did, and that was so unpopular. And then eventually, maybe we'll get you on streaming. Maybe if I deign to allow it, because he's like, milk these revenue streams, sell it to planes, sell it to hotels, like, that kind of thing, like where stuff is just on the TV. He wants that to be like, to him, I will say streaming is just one little like block on the big tent of revenue that he's talking about.
It's a miserable experience as a fan, but from a business standpoint, it's somewhat understandable.
It's awful.
They're all in to make profit, which it's awful. I'm not condoning it, but
like, I mean, even something that was going to happen days from now, like Elvis going on HBO.
Yeah.
Something they had already advertised for. They're like, nah, what if we just didn't? What if we just didn't do that? And then like made it $30 on 4K Blu-ray in a month instead, and not give it to not put it on our streaming service. Like,
and then,
oh God. Yeah. Bad. This is all bad. And the fact that HBO Max is going away, I hate it. I hate that. And they're suffocating it slowly.
And it's HBO Max is I think it is the best streaming service out there.
It's beloved. Beloved service. Yeah. Jay, do you think James Gunn's DC stuff is going to go forward? I don't mean just Peacemaker season 2, because that's already too far in production. I mean he had like a whole deal just like JJ where he was going to do stuff. His experience with DC are two relative failures to Zaslav. Suicide Squad made like $50 million domestically in the box office. It was a total tank. It tanked. It bombed. The Suicide Squad. His Suicide Squad movie. It only made 170 worldwide. Complete bomb.
Does that even make? Does that even make its budget? Probably like just about or a little over.
And on top of that, because it was Keelar's thing and it was day and day on HBO Max, they had to pay $200 million to all the talent and stuff to pay off the contracts. So that movie completely bombed. And that's strike one. And Peacemaker is a streaming show on HBO Max to Zaslav, a failing service. So to his eyes, I would be like, no way. Why am I hiring this guy to do anything? The Suicide Squad was a huge loss. And he's like, we got to do things the Marvel way, where it makes $1 billion even in the $2 billion even in the pandemic.
How old is he?
Zaslav, I think he's like 60 something. He's pretty young for an executive. David Zaslav. Let's do some.
That sounds really old to me, though.
No, he's 62. That's young for an executive. He's a spring chicken. Hey, wait, he's a Boston guy. That's cool. Boston University.
No, he is. No, it says. Oh, he said born in Brooklyn though.
Yeah, he's a fake Boston. But yeah, this has all come out of nowhere. This all happened all of a sudden in April.
Literally this week.
4 months ago that this guy like Shadow took over. It was like, hey, I'm the new boss, and then started killing things. And then within 4 months, the DC universe. What is it? The power. What is the Rock
the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change, and it did, and in no one's favor.
I love. We brought up a stream already. I love the hierarchy of the Shazam DC universe or whatever the hell.
No, the Black Adam DC universe.
Black Adam DC universe. Very specific, Mr. Rock there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
thank you, Dwayne.
That little past 6-minute rant about the business of this is what you should take away from the podcast.
Yeah. No, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Since I talked about the quality.
Him. Yeah.
Because it's like.
Yeah. So I don't really think any of it's positive. My only sliver of like positivity.
They had a Scoob. This is a total side, but like they had a Scoob movie. I love Scooby Doo. They had one done. It was done, like in the can. The sequel to Scoob. Yeah, you didn't know that they canceled that $40 million. Mm. You didn't know that? That was the one with Batgirl. It was that in the Scoob sequel. It was done. Canceled it because he doesn't want anything on streaming. He only cares about theatrical. He's like, no, we're not making. I can't stress. I guess you may not have listened to him talk at the thing at his quarterly report. He literally was like, we are not doing streaming movies. That is not something that should exist at Warner Brothers. There should be no movie that would ever be made.
Bad take.
I'm like, okay, only theatrical. And so he canceled Scoob, man, the Scoob sequel. I love Scooby Doo. It was done. It was done. Oh man, you're like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't hear about this. Like the creators.
No, I didn't. I only know about the DC stuff, so that's
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I know two things I'm extremely afraid of is Blue Beetle. That's for one. I am.
Okay. Can I cut in? Listen to this. This is from today, Variety. Scoob producer reveals score being recorded after filmed acts. They had already paid this for the stage and the musicians to put the final scoring on the film. Like they didn't know. Like they got that far in. Like what? How did they? They literally. Literally, this is on Instagram today. So what do you do when your movie just got canceled, but you've already paid for the stage and the musicians to record the damn score, and it's just like they're there with the finished movie, you're scoring it. It's like, how did no one prevent this? To me, this is just brutal. This is brutal. Zaslav is. They spent $40 million making it, and just nope. Yep, the film reportedly cost around $40 million to make, and he's just canning it. That's why That's why I was so gung ho about. I don't care what they say about Flash. They are willing to just cut things.
I mean, two things I genuinely care about is Blue Beetle. I'm very afraid. I don't think the movie's gonna come out. I'm very afraid for that movie.
I don't think so. Gonna be honest.
And then I'm also very nervous for the Batman the Animated Series show.
That's not coming out.
I think that is also going to be a can.
It's JJ. I mean, it's
JJ, but it's Matt Reeves.
It's Matt Reeves too.
And
that balances out.
And it's Bruce Timm.
But it's animation.
But it is animated. But those shows are quote unquote a success, and especially, the 90s animated shows are.
Maybe.
They definitely.
But does that meet the Discovery brand? This dark Batman show? We don't want that for our laid back.
Well, they already have
channel. That needs to. You
need
to be
true.
able to.
I don't know if
your sit back image where you can watch Property Brothers. Like what? It's all gonna be on the same service. I hate it. I hate everything. I hate everything about it. Yes.
Yeah, man, that Batman show might not come out. That really blows, actually.
Yeah, a lot of this blows.
That's interesting. I haven't really even sat and thought about that one.
I think no shot that comes out. And honestly, that's the safe. I mean, it could. I'm just taking a strong stance against it because I think that's the safe bet right now with anything Zaslav that's not far along in production. If it was, it's a simple fact of the matter. I said it on the stream. If it was greenlit by Jason Kilar or Walter Hamada in the last 3 years, he doesn't want to be associated with that. He just doesn't. Like, he doesn't want that for the brand. And that's all he talked about because he kept harping on it. You brought up in the article. He's like, I want what Marvel has with Kevin Feige. People associate quality with that brand in a certain way, and you know, you can talk about Phase 4 or whatever,
diminishing quality.
But even then, even something with diminishing quality, I mean, Doctor Strange and Thor both made the better part of $1 billion. Thor 700 million, and it's still in its box office run, and Doc Strange made literally $1 billion. So diminishing, you may say that, but it's still a return on the investment.
No, I know. Marvel's
And so for Zaslav, if you put out this other stuff like a Batgirl, you don't want it associated with the brand because you just don't want it. It's nuts. It's nuts to me.
Again, that is the only sliver of hope I have. I don't know to what extent that, you know, how much DC is going to reboot. If it's just a complete overhaul, like everyone's out and we're starting again. I don't know. I don't know. That is the only piece of it I'm interested in, and maybe a little bit optimistic for. But I don't like how it's being presented, but just the thought of that it does kind of excite me. Because I think they have tried and tried again to make this whole DCU thing work, and it has not worked. Clearly.
No. Well,
there's that.
Let's shift to talk about a different.
We can shift.
Mega corporation, the Disney company, and they own things such as
there's a few Disney
Marvel and Star Wars things. And in about 10 days from now, there's this show called She-Hulk that's coming out. You may have heard of it. And in that show, I think there's this guy, Matt Murdock, Daredevil. You may have heard of him. I think we saw him today, and it looked pretty good.
Might have saw him. We might have saw him a little bit more.
And it looked pretty good.
He looks really good.
So yeah, to me, I think we're in greener pastures with Marvel and Star Wars. For me, it's been
good. I was more comparing Marvel to DC, but it's been
I think with Star Wars too.
They're on opposite opposing. Yeah, DC is the one I'm definitely completely down on. Not that I was down on Marvel, but I was just I've been mad on Marvel for a little bit lately, but I've said that. But
ever since Doc Strange, I've been high on Marvel.
Definitely, definitely after.
I took my line of Raimi and I went, oh
yeah. Definitely after.
Oh yeah. Eddie.
I know what's
Sony. Cancel my movie.
3 minutes. All right. Anyways,
you don't do it.
You want to do Bones? Oh yeah. You little man spider.
Doesn't say.
Thank you.
Actually, it's Spider-Man.
And then he's like,
"What did your husband get it for you?"
Yeah, your husband. That's a good joke, Toby.
That's good.
Good job on that one.
Oh, so what if he did? That's kind of homophobic. Yeah.
Should have said that. Would have been good.
They should cut that out. Spider-Man 2 on Netflix. Watch it. Anyways. So yeah, no.
That's Spider-Man 1, but you know.
That's Spider-Man 1. I'm just bringing up. We said Raimi. It fits. It fits.
My point being is that over in Disney, for me on Disney Plus, things are. I'm having a great time.
They're on the up and up.
I'm living my life.
For me as well.
Star Wars.
I'm big time excited for everything coming out. There's not one thing I'm like, worried about as of right.
Wakanda Forever comes out later this year. Looks
very,
awesome.
very excited for that.
Yeah.
I think it looks like they are doing everything tastefully, which I wasn't doubting because it's Ryan Coogler and I think he's a great director. But
I saw Bullet Train yesterday.
Oh, you saw it?
And in the theater, they had the Wakanda Forever trailer on the big screen. I was like, yeah,
looks good.
Yeah, I liked Bullet Train, but
was it good?
Yes, I thought it was very good. I really like David Leitch though, his style, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Atomic
Blonde's great.
And Bullet Train is sort of like a parody in a sense, and
it seems to be parody.
I enjoy that kind of tone too. A movie that, whereas Thor, maybe people's complaint with Thor was the Marvel has been losing its balance between serious and goofy. Bullet Train knows what it is, and if it works for you, it works for you, and it worked for me.
Right.
But anyway, I just wanted a quick aside about Sony, our other favorite company. It was funny watching Bullet Train, knowing that the Sony execs saw the dailies for Bullet Train with Bad Bunny and Aaron Taylor Johnson, and we're like, we gotta make
a greenlit
and a Craven movie. And having seen Bullet Train, I don't know what the fuck they were smoking.
Were
to be
they
like,
were they good in it at least?
okay. Okay, spoilers for Bullet Train. Bullet Train spoilers.
Just tell me their piece of it, because I might see it.
Yeah, Bullet Train. Okay, Bad Bunny is in the movie for maybe 2 minutes. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
They have marketed.
I don't know who watched it. I don't know what exec watched this.
Crap out of him.
El Muerto. I love Aaron Taylor Johnson is good, but still, I don't know why they thought.
Wait. You're telling me Bad Bunny is not really even in the movie?
He's not in the movie. It's a lie. He's not really in the movie.
Bro,
and
the marketing has been centered around that guy.
I know, and the fact that they were like,
"What is so?" I'm sorry. What is the thing about him? Why him?
I don't know. But the fact that the Sony execs watched it and were like, "We gotta make a movie with this guy." I was like, "What?" It's like, "What? Who? Why?" The Craven thing I don't get because it's Craven the Hunter. But Aaron Taylor Johnson has been in a.
He's already in Marvel, and he doesn't scream Craven. Craven's a Russian dude.
I know, and Aaron Taylor Johnson is great in Bullet Train. However, I don't understand. I think so.
Isn't he British in it?
He's British in it though. It doesn't make. Yes, I was watching. I'm like, why do they? I was watching it like this does not say Craven at all.
No,
but the story,
it doesn't.
But the story about it is that the guy had never seen, like the exec who saw it had never seen Aaron Taylor Johnson in anything before. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a star, and I was like, what? I was reading this after I saw Bullet Train.
This guy's been like in the business for a long time.
He was in Tenet. He was obviously in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
He's in a number of movies where he's just on his own. But the fact of the matter is, none of his movies have like. He was in Godzilla. He hasn't it hasn't ended well.
Had his own.
Yeah, it hasn't like ended well for him in terms of like financially, box office wise. He's not like a draw, and I don't know why they saw this of all movies. And we're like, we got to make El Muerto and Craven with this guy who's in it for 2 minutes and this guy who's playing a character who is nothing like Craven the Hunter at all. I'm like, what? Oh, Sony, like, it hurt my head. It hurt my head a little bit. Bullet Train, enjoyable, very, very much enjoyed. But I'm gonna interrupt and show my baby off, my baby girl off. My baby girl. Yeah, back to Disney. Back to Disney. Look at that
baby.
Look at that guy.
Baby.
Look at that guy.
Oh, baby, that's good. I'll take 2 of those.
I'll take 3.
Please.
I'll take 3 of them.
If they're offered, if they're being offered.
Okay.
Being offered. Yeah, he looks great. I was actually very nervous about this suit because it is probably one of the silliest
suits in the comics. Yeah,
outfits in comics like ever. I think
it looks good.
Not ever, because there's some crazy characters. I would actually love to do a deep dive. We should do a pod on a deep dive on like crazy ass like comic villains. Because I have a handful. Do you know about the Wall?
Yeah, you only because of you. I think you mentioned it once or twice before, but
yeah,
just weird stuff.
He's a Spider-Man villain, and he's just a brick wall.
Brick wall, yeah. Geode, the original Geode.
Like. It's so. Anyways, yeah, Daredevil looks fantastic. I was very nervous about the suit looking good, but I think they pulled it off, and I'm very excited to see him in the show. And apparently, he's in the show a good chunk, which excites me a lot. And it seems, and I'm not surprised by this, that they're going to be working together at some point.
Daredevil and She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. I'm excited for it. Comedy, 9 episodes. Could be good. Fourth wall breaking. Could feel like a comic book. Nice little comic book.
The CGI looks better.
This is our longest Marvel show since WandaVision.
Yep.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I'm really excited for She-Hulk. So
I have high hopes.
Yeah.
They could be dashed. Because
this is the Marvel show I genuinely want to start talking about. I feel the drive to talk about a Marvel show again. Miss Marvel was like a good show, but like there's not much.
Kenobi, it was just Kenobi out.
Yeah, it was Kenobi, so it was hard. But yeah, no, She-Hulk, I'm very excited for. But then soon after that, we have.
Well, hold on. Before we talk, before I go there,
I tried on that transition.
I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna punish it. May I say? I'm gonna punish that transition. Because
you want to do this too?
Well, Rosario Dawson, who's in Happy Birthday, Homer. Who's
nope.
happy
It's
birthday.
look it up on her Instagram.
Homer. So
Look it
weird.
up
The
on
weirdest
Instagram.
thing. All we did at
It's a-
Celebration was just say this
We
stupid
gotta
thing.
explain
that
the
she said.
bits when we do them because I don't think not a lot of people know.
Well,
But anyways,
I don't understand it. I know what the bit is. I still don't understand it. She just said it. It's like what? Quick bit update for the audience.
sorry, I just opened
Rosario-
Instagram and I saw Legoland Hotel burning down. So sorry.
No.
Anyways,
Anyway,
hope everyone got out safe.
Rosario on her whose birthday? What was it? Her birthday?
It was.
I think it was
the
her
beginning-
birthday.
It was the beginning of Ahsoka's
Ahsoka.
production. I think it was day one, and it was her
Day one.
birthday, and then it was also. I think it was some Simpsons anniversary or something like that.
And she just records this video on her phone, really close
And it's
up to
like
her face.
it's like
she's in
this.
But she's in full
Full
Ahsoka
Ahsoka.
makeup. So you have like the head trails and stuff, and she's going.
Let me pull it up.
"Happy
I think we've pulled it up
Homer."
before, but let me.
It's just the weirdest thing. And so at Celebration when she came out, all we would say the whole thing is "Happy birthday, home." It's so weird. I don't understand it. But
anyway, so I'll pull this up, but talk about what
she's
she
a
did.
wild one. She's a wild.
She's
one.
a wild
She
one.
just says things.
She does like to say a lot of things. Actually,
remember like a year.
Remember like
a year and a half ago when Lars
Hayden?
and Mina and Hayden,
Yeah,
all
and-
Thrawn
yeah.
or at Thrawn, Ezra, and Anakin, when like people like fan sites will just say this stuff, she's like, "Oh yeah, we're on set." And Lucasfilm's like, "No."
Mhm.
So she pulled another one. She did it again. There's a Comic-Con.
Wait,
one of them
before I found it,
Comic-Cons.
before we, I don't want to interrupt you mid speech, so let me. I have it
Okay.
right here.
I want to talk
There's,
about Ahsoka too, but
Here's
yeah. Here it is.
Here she is. Oh,
It's so weird.
oh wait.
Happy birthday, Homer.
It's so weird.
That's
like,
it.
Why does she do
And this
Homer.
May 12th. So
It's such
love
a
Rosario.
strange.
Shout out.
Why
Shout
did
out.
she do that?
Nobody
It's
knows.
funny,
It's
though.
cryptic. It's cryptic.
It's funny though.
It is
Anyway,
funny.
that's our Ahsoka, and she was on a panel talking about all the things she's in. You know, Ahsoka's coming up next
She's
year.
in a lot.
She's filming it. They finished a cut episode. There's an episode done, which we'll talk about in a second.
Mhm.
But she was just on this panel, and I think someone asked her a question, and she was like, "Oh yeah, John Berthenol's like Punisher show that's coming out. Can't wait to be in that." Something to that effect. I don't know her exact quote, but she
It
mentioned
was more about her because
she wants to be in it. 'cause
in
her
the
character,
Netflix kind of universe that they used
'cause
to
she
have.
played
She was
night nurse.
she was a big piece. Well, technically no, because
Right.
there's a whole. It's actually let me go down this a little bit. It's because it's an interesting little bit. But so, what is Doctor Strange's girlfriend's name?
Oh, right, because
Yeah. So she Marvel wanted to have her be the night nurse and give her the title when it clearly because it was set up as Rosario's character
Yeah.
Claire being night nurse, but Marvel redacted it because they wanted to
I
have.
forgot about that.
I can't even think about. Why can't I remember her name? Anyways, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. The girl in Doctor Strange. She's technically night nurse within the MCU. So, anyways,
Well, it's
interesting little bit.
Christine Palmer.
Christine
right?
Palmer.
Christine.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, that's it. But
That's
anyway, so so she plays Claire, and she was pretty much, and I think in every one of the series, she was in Daredevil, Defenders, Luke Cage for
Which is
sure.
Luke Cage. Yeah.
Iron Fist, I think. Yep, Iron Fist.
But she wasn't in Punisher. She just wasn't in Punisher.
Wasn't in Punisher. That was the only one.
And so she was saying that in reference to like, oh, I'm going to be in finally work with him, right? Something like that.
I don't think it was a clear set thing, but she knows she knows about it, and she's hoping that she'll be included in one of these shows. And I think it is a surefire bet that she's going to be in Daredevil as well, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, so she literally just like flat out said, "Oh yeah, the Daredevil. I mean, there's a Punisher show coming out as well."
Yeah, this is like breaking news. So let me just read from the
this
Empire
just happened.
article. This just happened. This isn't a
yeah.
apparently she's a. You can find her comment here in video. Speaking at Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo this
Yes,
weekend,
that was
Dawson mentioned she heard the John Berthenol starring series is coming back and expressed her excitement since she hadn't had a chance to appear on it. You know, Claire Temple yet.
Yeah.
She
That was the
just
only
said
show
that.
she wasn't in.
She just said that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of random. Here, you
Very.
wanna? Okay, here. Oh, here. Hold on. There's video of it. There's video
Yes,
recording.
There's a video of it. You wanna pull it up?
Sharing the screen, everyone. Soups tweeted it out. Oh, great.
Oh, yes. Oops. Do you like him?
Yeah, you know, I don't hate him. I know people who do. I don't really have an opinion on
Yeah.
Soups. I don't
I don't
like
either.
him in front of my movies though.
I don't like him as my Nuvi guy.
my Nuvi guy. I'm like, get away from me. I don't need this.
And that
I know it's not his fault.
Miller.
I know it's they pay them to be cringy. You know, it's what they have to do for the kids.
Sure.
Anyway, so here we go.
Here we go.
I hadn't heard that announcement, but I found out yesterday that the Punisher was happening again. I feel like it's my second chance.
People are like, what?
Nobody.
Everyone's like, huh?
So let's all make it happen collectively, guys.
Like, listen, she literally just said, I found out yesterday. Like, I found out
This happened today.
Yeah, you can't just say these things, Rosario. Like, surely,
like
she didn't.
Like
did she mean that?
after the whole Star Wars thing, like they haven't talked to her.
Let's play it one more time. Let's play it one more time.
I hadn't heard that announcement, but I found out yesterday that the Punisher was happening again. So I feel like it's my second chance.
Like, she just said that, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Like, she said, I found out yesterday that the Punisher is happening again. Like, what?
That is complete news to even me. I didn't even know about that because Kevin Feige hated that show and didn't like how they did Punisher at all. Oh yeah.
Did you really hate it? I didn't know that.
Oh,
I mean, I knew he hated the whole TV division, sort of. He
did not like Punisher. He did not like Punisher. So I'm very shocked to hear
I love Punisher.
That news. The show was okay. The show was
I meant him in like season 2.
Him and Daredevil. Ooh.
Like, delectable.
Him and his own show. Yeah, pretty good, I guess.
Like on that rooftop, man. Oh my god. The chains.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's from the comics too. That's a great scene. But you know the meme where he's like, wait. That's from Punisher, I think.
That's from the show. Yeah. It's from the with his family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good gift.
So interesting timing because that's like a big meme right now, I guess.
Is that real though? Like, is that real? Did she really say that? Is that?
I think so. She would know, right?
I don't know because she also did this.
From what I understand, they're bringing back the whole cast.
She also did this with Lars and Mina and Hayden, and all that seems like it's turning out to be true. From as far as we can tell.
Yeah, it's just, there's been so much debate about it, which I think has been silly. But like, how could they not hire
Lars?
Yeah, Lars. Like Lars especially. That's like
he is Thrawn, and he's a screen actor too.
So it's interesting. And then Mina. I mean, that was so long. I mean, we'll see, I guess. But
anyway, the fact that she's like confirmed that stuff too, and then it seems like it's coming true. Obviously, we'll know next year when Ahsoka's out. But the fact that she just says, "Oh yeah, Punisher," it's like what? Everyone in that room was like, "Who?" What?
It's insane. She says so much because she's involved in everything. She has like a golden career in my eyes, but. Anyways,
you look up to Homer.
I mean, well, she's in Star Wars and Marvel. That's pretty.
It's
pretty
true.
Big.
It's pretty cool. She plays Ahsoka Tano. So
yeah, Anna plays Ahsoka.
That's pretty good.
That was literally a fan cast. Anyways,
speaking of which, the little news that we have about Ahsoka, a little snippet, is that Dave Filoni they have finished filming, at least they've finished cutting at least one episode, and Dave has watched it, and he said he had quote a religious experience watching it. One of the best things he's ever seen. So take that as you will. I have high hopes for the Ahsoka show. This is Dave.
Wonder if it's. I know Dave. I trust Dave. I love Dave. I wonder if it's him embellishing a little bit because it's his product, and obviously Ahsoka is like literally his child, quote unquote.
Friend of the show, John Campio, likes to make fun of Dave for that. But yeah,
he could be embellishing a little bit. Which I think is fair, and I would do the same thing if I was in his position. But do I think it's gonna be a good show? Yes, I think it's gonna be probably better than Kenobi. I have probably actually I have no doubt about that. I think I'll definitely enjoy it more than Kenobi. Not that I hate it, not that I didn't like Kenobi, but you know we've talked about it. I have a theory on why it's maybe such a religious experience for him, quote unquote. Shall I go into that?
Maybe. I mean, you can theorize, but I don't know. I don't know how much because we've seen footage of it, so we know a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, but, I mean, there was nothing too revealing besides Rebels people, you know. But that's I'm pretty sure that's Jason Sindula's hand, and I'm pretty sure that's support. So yeah, I have a theory. I think I've definitely put this on a pod in the past, but I think that Ahsoka will open with. I mean, obviously the logo is with the world between worlds, so it's like we're gonna have to touch upon that, and everyone's gonna be like, I mean, the question is where has Ahsoka been during the OT and like all this stuff. I mean, it's been covered in Rebels here and there, but we haven't gotten the full story. So I am almost positive. I think they have to do Malachor, especially with Hayden being casted and like
and
just
making
Vader
Star Wars
and
and
Kenobi.
making Star Wars is reported that Ahsoka is using the Vader team for more a Vader action scene again. So makes sense.
On, man, give me some of that. I think it's gonna be Malachor. I think we're gonna get a piece of that.
Look at the way you lit up at that. Give me some of that. Oh,
I
yeah,
do
baby.
that like
dude.
so
Johnny in the first half of this talking about DC, and you in the second half talking about
yeah, it makes me
hilarious.
happy. I guess
DC
yeah,
sucks.
but DC does suck. I think that yeah, I mean, how could he not? I mean, that is such a vital piece of history to Ahsoka, and especially is the catalyst for all the events leading
And I
after,
think
and especially what we'll see
especially
in the show.
extra,
How could they
especially
not?
since we know that Dave had the input on making the mask / a different
Yeah.
side in Kenobi. He's probably working on something similar.
On the other
Maybe.
side, maybe.
Could be, maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, we have to see that stuff.
Yeah. So I think one of what I was getting at was he's recreating, probably a very important scene to him in live action.
Could
So
be.
in my eyes, that's what I think.
I mean, it could also
be.
just be something else.
Or just that it's
Although
it's the first episode
from,
of his
from the
live
puzzle
action
pieces of
Ahsoka
information,
show.
we know that for making Star Wars that Vader is coming back. We know from Deadline and Hollywood Reporter that Hayden's in it. We know that from the logo that there's like a World Between Worlds style,
They have. I mean, like, what
connection.
is that logo? Yeah. So
it could be. It could be.
Hey,
we know that Dave.
Sure, but
we know that Dave has said. He said to
it.
us at Celebration that we're gonna explore where she was during the time, explain what she was doing, and clarify that timeline.
Right.
So if you put it all together,
let's clarify that timeline, shall we?
Potentially, I just don't want to get anyone excited because I've gotten hyped for stuff.
I'll be responsible for getting anyone exciting. I am very, very, very positive that we will see the Malachor fight.
Like we will
see her getting pulled out by Ezra.
I got myself really hyped up for stuff that was for Kenobi based on like leaks about concept art and things that we assumed about like, well, this makes sense to this, and like especially the Clone Wars flashbacks.
It's different.
Okay, I guess it's because it's Dave. I mean, I guess yeah.
Dave is the big piece. Think about what he gave us, even this year in Book of Boba Fett.
He gave us a lot.
We've had dreams about that. I've dreamed. I literally had a dream about Luke and Ahsoka meeting.
I love, man, when Mando pulls the gun and it's Ahsoka.
Yep.
Insane moment.
That is my favorite. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. That is my favorite reaction clip ever. When
I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh,
yeah, and
I get up and
I love that clip.
It's crazy.
Remember that week? That was such a good week too.
It was a good week.
Yeah.
That's a good ep. That's an insane ep of Star Wars television. That was some of the most hype.
And it was so funny. I remember at the time, like I was thinking, like, Ahsoka even being in that episode wasn't even a concept. We were focusing. Yeah, I know. We were focusing on
Luke,
on Han,
maybe Luke,
and then Cad Bane was, I think, we were theorizing about, but
and
nothing about Ahsoka. But then she comes in. It's like, wow.
And then when you're like, oh my god, is Luke and Ahsoka with each other? Then making that connection. And,
yeah.
Man, I could go on and on about.
We could go on, but anyways, there's more to talk about here.
A little bit more.
Coming up on an hour, but I think the last little bit we'll talk about is a seemingly pretty large Andor article. I actually haven't read it, but Levi has read it in detail.
I mean, we could save this.
Want to go over it?
Want to save it? There's one other thing on the list that should be quick. You have here Modoc shit design, and I want to know. I want to go into that.
Baby, we can go in on that. 1 second.
Because this Andor article is massive, and it's really like
1 second.
I don't know, it's kind of nitty.
I have to show. Okay, so let me pull this first, and then I'll do. So do you know much about Modoc? Really?
I know the animated show. I know the character. He's got a big old head.
You know what he looks like. Looks like. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all that matters. 1 second. Alrighty. So They show so MODOK isn't gonna be in Quantumania, Ant-Man 3. So they showed a little bit of him off at SDCC in the trailer that they showed that obviously we haven't gotten publicly. And there's been someone has made a really, really good render of what the design looks like. So first off, I'll show you. This is the comic version.
It's MODOK, baby.
He he is. I have a Marvel Legend of him, and it's like one of my favorite figures. Like he's. Oh, I wish it's in another room, but he's huge. Like you cannot beat the MODOK design, and they have like nailed like every goofy design in Marvel, like in the comics, they have nailed. Like Mysterio on paper, that is a seemingly very difficult character to make into live action, actually make look good, and they did. I think he looks great in Far From Home. I don't like that movie, but I think he looks good. So here's what he looks like in Quantumania.
I didn't know this. What? Oh no.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, maybe he's like wearing a suit for the quantum realm. Maybe.
And so apparently, the rumor is Darren Cross, I believe, from plays Yellow Jacket in Ant-Man 1, is MODOK.
Because maybe he got like sucked into the realm.
He's stuck in the quantum realm, and
because he got real small.
Right, and this seems to be the.
I like that first Ant-Man movie. The Thomas the Tank Engine battle there with the Yellow Jacket. I thought that was cool.
But this is
Hydra's there. Hydra shows up in the end. That was kind of cool.
But
trying to buy the quantum tech. Shout out to Ant-Man.
I think this is probably one of.
That's awful.
No, this is by far the MCU's worst design.
In terms of crossover to comic, yeah.
Yes.
That's tough to look at. His little legs, his little hands.
Well, that's somewhat accurate.
No. But like, look how his arms are like. No, his arms like look. Pull up the comic one. Like his arms.
Yeah, are like bigger.
He's shredded, and they're coming out of his head. Whereas this one, he has a head, and then has little like he's like little T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
Little. Oh man. That's cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So. Shout out indeed. Shout out indeed.
Ups and downs in this podcast, Levi.
Ups and downs. Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that was a podcast we just did.
We
talked a lot about how awful WB is, but how also hopeful we are for some other projects.
I'll also tease this will be next week's. So next week's pod, very, very exciting. We get a lot of fun making it. It's another tier list, but I won't say what. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
Even though we told you on the stream.
Did we say it already?
It's okay, but we can keep it secret again. We can make it again. We'll
unless you want to go back and
go back and watch.
Sift through that.
Yeah, sit through our old stream.
Yeah. But yeah, so very excited. That was we had a lot of fun. I thought it was fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I definitely had a lot of fun.
We got not heated, but we got.
I think we made something to be proud of. All right. Well, yeah.
I would agree.
Thank you guys for watching this pretty industry heavy episode of the Only Nerds. But 61, we're getting older. We're almost as old as Zaslav. He's 62. Next week we're Zaslav age. But leave a comment down below about what you think. What are you worried about getting canceled at Warner Brothers? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Check out the Discord, all that good stuff. And
should we say subscribe? I guess subscribe. I mean, if you
subscribe if you want, you probably subscribe. But that's implied.
I don't know if we need to push that harder. I don't know.
Anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
See you on the next one.